When people think of climate, they often think of recycling, or what we call the circular economy, which is one of the sub-trends of the Climate Fund. Can you tell us more about the circular economy?
The circular economy, as you point out, is recycling, and it's probably the funnest part of the Climate Fund that we get to look at, because what we're going to talk about here is lots of, quite frankly, ingenious companies that are coming up with ingenious solutions to how we can just reuse a lot of things that we're using every day to lower our carbon intensity globally. The first and most obvious one is around recycling, and particularly the recycling of plastics. If we look at plastics today, I don't need to tell people on this video that there's a problem here with the plastic that floats in the sea, etc. If you look at recycling, the steel industry does a great job of recycling, essentially recycling 70 to 90% of all steel. Nearly 50 to 60% of all paper is recycled, but yet just 14% of plastic is recycled. The company we like in this area is a company called Tomra. Tomra is a Norwegian company that effectively does two things. One, it builds the equipment that recyclers use to sort recycling. So when your commingled recycling goes to the depot, that equipment with sensors sorts it and ultimately shifts out the plastic from the paper and other issues. That's roughly half of what it does. The other half of what it does is it actually installs these things called reverse vending machines. And these are large vending machines like we're showing you here in this picture that sit and basically collect your plastic bottles. And so you're seeing many countries now employ a deposit scheme to get you to bring your plastic back to these machines, to put them in the machines and then give you money back. And they've installed hundreds of thousands of these around the world. And in many countries where they do install them, they're seeing 95% plus return rates. And so it's just a wonderful company that's come up with some ingenious solutions. It's a leader in the space. Yes, it's a little bit expensive, but it's very small and has a huge runway of growth in front of it. That'd be the first company we'd flag. The second company we'd flag is another really interesting one that Kieran Moore's found for us in the US, which is called Advanced Drainage Solutions. So this is a company that's effectively taking all this recycled plastic and turning it into drain pipes. They're actually the largest user of recycled products in the United States today. They're taking these products, turning them into drainage solution, and eventually taking share from regular drainage solution, being either steel pipe or plastic pipe. They are recycled plastic pipes. And so this is a classic scenario where people are choosing to adopt this product, A, because it's cleaner and better, and B, because it's actually cheaper than the existing products in the marketplace. And so Advanced Drainage Solutions has a big lead there. Very small company in the US, but one we like a lot. And the last one is a company called Darling Ingredients. And Darling Ingredients is really penetrating the renewable diesel market. And so this is even more ingenious and potentially a little bit more discomforting for those who haven't had lunch yet. But what Darling does is they effectively take recycled animal carcasses, or effectively carcasses from the abattoir, which create oils, and those oils they put into a refinery to create renewable diesel. This diesel is very much highly in demand for companies that have renewable fuel mandates, or states that have renewable fuel mandates. And more interestingly, this renewable diesel can actually be used as sustainable aviation fuel. And so in theory, you can fly an aeroplane with zero emissions of diesel made from these inputs. It's not just animal carcasses, it's also canola oil and soy oil and other grains go into this product. But Darling is one of the leaders in this space alongside Neste in Finland. And that's another company we like here in the circular economy. And all of these companies all come back to this one thing, which is they're taking existing products in the marketplace with either zero carbon intensity or no carbon intensity and reusing them. And ultimately creating this circle of life that we need to ultimately lower our carbon intensity globally. And we think all of these ingenious companies look quite exciting into the future. And there's potentially some big winners in there today.